The first unit they have to absolutely nail is TEQ Super 17. This unit was very restricted to androids and target Goku, but honestly, GT Bosses needs this guy to be good. My biggest issue is this, is he needs to not be just restricted to androids and to target Goku. He needs to also have some kind of GT Bosses clause into it. I'm not talking about a new restriction, I'm just talking about adding the category as part of the restriction, so that's like androids or GT Bosses, or target Goku or GT Bosses. This guy needs to be good because, well, one, there's very few Super 17 cards in the game, and two, all of them suck outside of AGL Super 17. So if they're gonna make GT Bosses great again, they have to give him a great EZA and allow him to be run on GT Bosses. Otherwise, this category is never going to get fixed, and this guy is just going to be a fumble for the rest of his life if they do not nail him. The next unit they gotta hit right is AGL Future Trunks. There's not really any real reason why they have to hit well on him. It's just more so like, please hit well on him. This unit just was not great on release. I mean, he wasn't terrible on release, but dude, over time, his kit design just looked awful. A unit that needed to debuff the enemy to get stronger, or else he was worse than his base form was crazy. And even if not worse, directly equal with your base form is pretty bad as well. Just, they gotta make Super Saiyan significantly better than base form, or else what's the point in going into Super Saiyan? Especially if you're gonna just be worse than you are in base form. So, overall, this unit should not be as flawed as he was when he came out, and Future Saga needs a ton of buffs right now, and he would be a great one of those, along with Android/Cell Saga. That team needs some really big help, and if he can be a good unit, he would be a good asset for both of those teams. The next unit that feels like they need to nail the EZA for is AGL Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. Once again, it's not like it's a huge necessity for them to be a good EZA, but one, they're Dokkan Fest LR and they sucked on release, so it just feels imperative for them to at least get one period of time where they look really good, or overall they're just going to be a big fumble for a Dokkan Fest LR. And the second thing is the fact that they're a joined forces leader. Now granted, they're still only going to be a 200% leader for joined forces, but joined forces does need an upgraded leader, and if they are really good, it could revive the joined forces team. So they could be a really fun unit, doing tons of damage, finally tanking super well, and they can change the morale condition too, because it's not an active skill, but a passive. So all of the things of this unit can change dramatically on EZA, and he could be amazing. He could be the best EZA of the bunch, would be even more crazy, but I just feel like he's one of the units that they really need to nail, or again, just like Future Trunks, he will just be seen as an awful unit throughout the history of this game. Let's talk about another unit who just did not deliver on the release and who needs this EZA to hit really bad, and that is LR Fizz Fraudhan. This guy needs to lose the fraud tag. This guy should not be ever in these videos for fumbles or for, oh my gosh, they blue balled us or whatever, right? He should not be in these videos, and he is, because they just failed. They just failed. Execution, awful. Piccolo was way better. Gohan barely even survived as a relevant LR for 6 months, it seemed, and then he just was gone. People try to make him work, but you're just having to force the situation for him to even ever look good. So this unit just needs the chance to dominate. This unit needs to dominate. And he's in Hybrid Saiyan's lead, and that team could definitely use a better leader. So if they go all out on this unit and make him better than Piccolo on EZA, I don't care. That would be great. I want him to shine. Again, he's a Dokkan Fest LR. He deserves at least 1 point in history to be good. He does not need to suck for the rest of his life because they failed on him once. And he's just a unit I think they need to absolutely deliver on, or man, this just does not look good on the dev team at Dokkan. Alright, let's talk about some super EZAs real quick that I feel like they need to hit on. And the first one is STR Omega. Now, there's nothing wrong with his EZA or his base kit at all. I think Omega was always a pretty decent unit on EZA on release. I mean, I wouldn't say broken, and maybe I'm just forgetting history. But I do know that they made him pretty, good, like just usable, nothing crazy, but not bad, right? I think they need to make him broken on his Super EZA. Now, the good thing is, all Super EZAs have been pretty much broken unless your name's Full Power Frieza or Goku Black in the last year. So there's a really good chance that he is going to be broken. But the reason why I say that is because, one, he could be a GT Boss's support, and two, just a GT Boss's asset in general. GT Bosses needs help, and when these EZAs and Super EZAs are coming up to buff the team, they have to execute. If they don't, like I just said, this team is not going to revive itself. This category has so many chances in the near future to revive itself with Super EZA, STR Omega, Super EZA, Super 17, EZA Super 17. You know, you have all these chances to get yourself some life into this category as long as they're producing new units to pair with these EZAs. But if they just do not execute well on these, this category just will never be good. The other Super EZA I want to talk about today is PHY Vegito Blue. Now, he's a little bit different than everybody else that I've talked about today. I've talked about units that could help categories. I've talked about units that were fumbles and deserve a second chance. Now I'm talking about a unit that dominated history and need to do it again. Here's my thing. I love units that run the game. And if they continue to do it every time they come back, it's just so much fun. Vegito Blue on release, broken. Vegito Blue on EZA, broken. Do it again. Janemba did not get that chance on Super EZA. He was dominant on EZA, he was decent on release, and then Super EZA is good, but not crazy, right? There's a lot of units right now, especially like Gogeta and Super Vegeta, who, after their base release, have not delivered and being dominant again. Vegito Blue is one of the very few units who killed it on release and killed it on EZA. So just finish it. Finish the prophecy and give Vegito the 3-peat. Make him good again one more time. Future needs it. Realm of Gods needs it. Probably not actually for Realm of Gods. I'm just saying it just to say it. But let Vegito Blue shine, please. Our last Vegito Blue sucked. Super EZA Vegito Blue would be so peak if he's broken. And for the Global Dokkan celebration, if they absolutely crack him out, nobody would be mad. Everyone would be so hyped if they go crazy with him. Alright, the final EZA that I think they need to deliver on is a little bit ambiguous, but it's whoever the first Carnival EZA is going to be. The reason why I'm leaving it pretty ambiguous is because the LR Carnival Z Fighters or Five Guys or whoever you want to call them, but basically the Carnival LR that fought Hachiyak could be the first EZA as a Carnival. But we also could see Birdku as the first Carnival EZA. We also could see Metal Cooler as the first Carnival EZA. It's hard to say which of these three units are going to be the first Carnival EZA, but we need to set a narrative, right? Dokkan Fest LRs are really good on EZA. Yellow Coin LRs are pretty up and down, right? Even for anniversary ones, they're pretty up and down. But for the Carnival LRs, they were introduced as a new rarity somewhere between Dokkan Fest and Yellow Coin, right? So if they're going to make it such a prestige coin, they need to show its value on its EZA. And what better than for some worldwide download units with Birdku or Metal Cooler, or the first Carnival LR after those two released with the STR 5 guys, right? If any of those three, whoever the first one is, ends up being really good, then it just sets a really good narrative going forward, especially if it's these STR Z Fighters. And here's the reason why I say that. They're not a main celebration unit. Well, okay, they kind of are because they were a part of the Christmas celebration. But, you know, what it tells you, though, is that if they can be good, then most of the Carnival LRs who are going through EZA should be good and not just the main celebration ones. Yes, I know they save Carnival LRs basically for main celebrations, but still, it just shows us that we can expect hype things from Carnival EZAs, and that is why it's so important they nail the first one. Now tell me what you guys think. What EZA do you want them to nail? And if they don't, you're going to be so mad. You might delete the game or whatever. What EZA do you think they have to nail? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. If you guys enjoy this voice content, down below are all of my voice videos. So for you who are saying, is this a new thing? I love this. This is great. I know you do. That's why I'm continuing it. And if you go down below, there is the first playlist link is a link to all of my voiced content, not just my text on screen, not Dokkan Battle videos, all of my voiced content. If you just enjoy my Dokkan Battle content in general, though, there's a link right under that to access to every single Dokkan Battle video, including my voice content, my evolution of animation videos, all of the above. So just go check it out. Continue to support me, guys. I appreciate all the kind words, the comments, the likes. I love engaging with this community. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.